It's coffee break! Let me move the mic a little. You think I would have done that during the mic check, but I didn't.
Nope.
You know why?
Why?
I don't know.
You had to get up and turn all the lights off.
I did.
I had to sit here and touch the puppies.
Yeah, you hear large amounts of heaving. That's the dogs.
Just heavy breathing.
Ugh.
Not because they're hot, it's because they're just excited.
I just got home. Whatever. I guess I just make this room steamy? I don't know.
What? Because you're hot?
And I don't have a low self-esteem.
Nice.
I have a massive ego.
Do you?
Not as much as I've met other people.
I think the things that you are proud of yourself over, you are very proud of. But when it comes to every other aspect of your life, you are very self-depreciative, I would say.
I don't have little tiny pinky toes.
You put yourself to very high standards.
Well, if you're perfect, then you would be godlike. And if you're not godlike, then what's the point of being there?
Being where?
Anywhere. So it's coffee break. It's actually my 30th birthday.
Yeah! Happy birthday!
Yay, me!
Big 30.
Oof.
Woo.
Do I feel old? I bent over today twice, and it hurt.
You've existed for 3 whole decades.
I was thinking about birthdays and what they mean. Because I'm not going to have a birthday party.
No.
And if I have a celebration, it'll be very small. In fact, this might actually be the biggest celebration I've had in years.
Do you want like a cake or something?
No, I don't want to eat cake.
You're not a big sweets person.
I'll eat it on my own, but I feel like, and hear me out, and you can argue with me about this, but I feel like birthdays are for self-centered pricks.
I think it makes sense for children.
Yes.
Because children...
Yes, I will say that. I'm not saying a 7-year-old girl can't deserve to have a princess birthday party or a space ranger birthday party. It's
Absolutely. Or both. Space Ranger Princess.
Exactly. That's fun. And when you're in your 20s and you're getting out there and drinking or having parties, like that's
Sure.
fine.
But,
But
I
dude,
don't
I'm
know.
30. I'm 30 now.
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out with you. You know what I want to do? I want to not record this and go to bed.
Birthdays make sense, especially for kids, because it's just the one day of the year where, unless you're a twin, all the attention is only on you. And you finally get all the love and attention you could ever crave from your parents or whoever raises
Family
you,
members
family,
or
friends, and whatnot. And it's also the one day of the year that you get all these things you want.
Yeah.
It really loses its appeal when you're an adult, and the things you want you can just buy at any point in time.
You could have bought them, or they're unattainable thanks to the new economic status of the United States. But that's a different story and not this podcast.
When you become, even when you're 14, I would say, in my experience.
You know, I stopped celebrating my birthday then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was like, nah, I'm done.
I gave up at around 10-ish. It's less fun for twins because the moment something is now it's double, it suddenly becomes a whole hassle, a whole ordeal. We gotta do 2 cakes, we gotta sing the song twice, and it's it really just diminishes the impact.
You know what I plan to do? Because I'm recording this before my birthday day, which is the Tuesday that this releases. Mm-hmm. One thing I want to do is sleep in. Good. My God, yeah. Can I finally sleep in?
Mm-hmm. If I'm sleeping and the dogs have to poop, wake me up. If they wake you up and I'm still asleep, just shake my shoulder and be like, yo, get out of bed and take the dog's poop. And I will do that.
No. And I thank you for that, but I have a better idea.
What?
I'm going to take the dogs out. And then I'm going to sit down, have a little bit of a fun substance.
Okay.
And play Pokemon, or Legends of Arceus, gearing up for what's coming out later this week. Ooh. I don't think I'm going to beat it in time. I procrastinated way too much last year. That was my biggest regret. And probably one of...
with Legends Arceus?
Yeah, of Legends Arceus. My team's not strong enough to finish it, so I'm now grinding.
Oof, the fun grinding.
I'm actually having fun grinding, but here's the thing. That's kind of what I want to do. And then just by the time the sun rises, pass out, wake up at 9 in the morning,
Sure.
call it a day.
Hell yeah.
And then go to the park.
That's the thing. I was going somewhere. Once you're an adult,
You're going to the park.
The only real fun thing it is for your birthday is what do you want to consume? Which thing you don't usually consume or is too expensive to justify consuming regularly would you like to use now as a justification to consume?
See, mine has always been sushi.
Yeah,
I think I talked about this on last year's podcast.
I think so.
That I love sushi, and sushi was often a way to celebrate. Mostly because it was so expensive. And the way my family and I consume sushi is very American.
Yes, I didn't know.
American bistro. We don't go to bistros. We go to little tiny mom and pop shops, terrorize them, and say, "You make us 10 rolls."
No, you're not that mean about it. It's just, yeah.
But that's what we're asking.
It's like, because usually if you don't know, what you do when you get sushi is like, maybe you order two rolls.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a
maybe
light meal.
3, yeah, and you share. Every time I have gone with sushi, which has always been with you and or your family, it's everyone orders like 4, and then there's like just like 20 some odd rolls of sushi on the table.
Yep.
And the people working at the establishment are like, if you're paying, hell yeah, we'll make you as much fucking sushi as you want.
Yep. And
I'll throw more crab on that shit.
And usually by the end of the night, they're like, "Well, we just made you a whole new roll." We're like, "Well, we're kind of stuffed." And they're like, "Well, we took a California. This was one of the most coolest experiences. I will never stop talking about it. A California roll, but it's right side out. So the rice is on the outside. No, on the inside with the meat, right? So a California roll has imitation crab,
Yep.
Cucumber.
Sometimes it has avocado on it, depending on where you're getting it from.
Yeah, ixnay that. And then they cut it up like into the little pieces that you get, but then they deep fried it in tempura.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
Comes out piping hot, and then on each little piece they put a little dip or like spot of sriracha.
Ooh.
Oh, that was so sexy. Dogs, god damn. Anyways, they put a little spot of sriracha, and you take that thing, you dip it in your soy sauce, and oh, you're in a wonderland.
So good. Oh my god. Tempura fried anything is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I really like, what is it? The Philly roll? The one with
The
like
Philly roll?
cream cheese in it?
But see, there's 2 different versions of it.
Yes.
And there's one where you can get just fresh salmon.
Which is also
Rolled
good.
with the Philadelphia cream cheese. That's where it gets its name, the Philly roll.
Yeah.
It's the cream cheese, right? And then you can get this dog out of here. And then you can get a smoked salmon variant. Mm-hmm. It's all up to the sushi place that you're at, right? The establishment.
Yeah, each one's gonna do it a bit different.
The smoked salmon with the cream cheese, I think, is far superior. But I grew up eating smoked salmon on a beach.
What a rich boy.
Yeah, I didn't mean to sound so privileged,
I'm just
but
like,
oh,
I'm great.
hard times.
A cut above the rest.
If you ever see me around smoked salmon, I become a carnivore really quick.
I'll never forget. One time we bought salmon. The intention was we were gonna do
Smoked salmon.
Yeah, we were gonna do something with it. It was one of those like cheapo packs that you find that are still too expensive. But it's just like basically they give you like a slab, a little thin slab, and we were gonna do something with it. Like at the very least, put it on a bagel with some cream cheese. And then when we were putting our groceries away, like savages, instead, we just tore open the package and with our bare hands just tore apart the salmon and just ate everything in there.
And it was so good.
God, it was great.
Like, I love beef jerky. And salmon jerky I've had from Alaska. God, I gotta stop saying things that make me sound so privileged.
It's weird because now we're like not doing it.
I don't do it because, first of all, it's very expensive. And second of all, already had that experience.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry you haven't.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like making a jerky out of salmon is one of the dumbest things you can do with that piece of meat. Other than, like, making a tuna casserole out of it.
True. There's only 2 jerkies I've had in my life that I really enjoy. Salmon jerky, number 1. Not gonna lie, that fishiness, right up the spot. Oh.
It is a really good flavor. And I don't usually like fish flavors.
Second one, alligator.
Alligator was good.
I've eaten fried alligator. I've had alligator jerky. They are semi-ugly
Yes.
creatures, but I also look at them and go, wow, have you ever realized, like, have you ever eaten eel?
I've not had eel, but I have had alligator.
Okay, to the listeners, if you've eaten eel, then you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, eel is delicious. It is so yummy. I can't describe all the flavors and the way the proteins of the meat break down in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a vegan or a vegetarian, you're probably horrified of this conversation. But it's honestly like a very fibrous version of tofu.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
And I love tofu also.
Tofu's great.
I'm a huge fan of tofu.
God, we have a slab of tofu.
I know. I thought about it today and I was like, what am I going to make?
We should. I want to deep fry it some more. I've been
I
having
know.
fun with
Frying
that.
tofu is just like, okay, that's the next level.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
it's
go.
scary because it's very wet, so it pops a lot, but it tastes great.
And I've learned this simple thing. The uglier the creature is, the better the meat tastes. So with that hypothesis in mind, let's gather some thoughts and think about how ugly humans are.
I was gonna say, there's a flaw in your logic because turkeys taste disgusting, but they're not that ugly.
I like turkey.
I
hate it traditional Thanksgiving style, but this is not the podcast
Yes.
to talk about it.
that is. We'll get to it, but I feel like that is the quintessential way to ruin bird meat.
Yep. That's the fun of having a birthday between Halloween and Thanksgiving.
Like perfectly in the middle between.
Yep. Because now I've already had Halloween.
Yep.
Now it's my birthday. Then it's Thanksgiving, and bam, Christmas.
Right into the Christmas
My
times.
favorite holiday.
I'm having fun with it this year. We've been watching a lot of Christmas movies already.
Well, we're watching Christmas movies for a reason, but
We
I'm
are.
not going to tell you why.
But it's been
I'll tell you why later.
it's been a fun little like way to just get in the holiday mood.
It is. Where was I going with that?
Oh, I've had a question for you.
What?
What are the top 3 things you want to eat that you've never had before? Can you think of? Do you have any answers? Any ideas? Because I have some answers. If you need time to think.
Yeah, go ahead.
One, I want to try that like yellow crap that's inside of sea urchins that they say is really, really good. And like super umami is the word they always use.
I've had umami.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I want to try that.
Very fishy, very soft. Very good.
I want to try bone marrow, but
Yeah,
done
I'm not
like
a-
the right way.
if your grandma's not making it, I don't know if it's going to be good.
I don't know.
This is a concept alone. Just think about it. Look at your leg
Like-
and think, sorry, that was my phone. I'm getting rid of this thing.
Well, I'm gonna have to do some like separation. Like I couldn't eat lobster. We had these mini lobsters one time,
They're called crawdads.
and no, it was just like smaller lobsters. But they had the eyes on them still, and I just sat there stared at those big black eyes, and I was like, I can't. I'm having a hard time eating it.
I remember
But I've had heart. I can eat bone.
when I was a teenager, I was at Lake Tahoe,
Yeah.
and the waters of Lake Tahoe are clear. And we were playing around, and then one of the kids, I don't even know who this kid is. I don't even know why I'm there in Lake Tahoe, other than my dad has a business trip there.
Again with the privilege. Your privileged lifestyle.
I'm sorry, I spent the afternoon at a country club. That's not my problem. True story. Anyways.
Boo.
I'm not trying to shove that narrative down there. But I'm talking about the time we spent in the water. which most of the time we didn't. This one day we did. And one of the kids were trying to capture this thing, and I go over and check it out. Because these kids are like from elementary school. Mm-hmm. And they're part of the group. It's not like I just went to hang out with a bunch of strangers. I hung out with a bunch of strangers part of the group.
That's how it works when you're on the lake.
And when you're stuck at your dad's boring business meeting and they brought their kids also, and you find out that you're the oldest one there.
Oh, great. And then he gets immediately just stuck with babysitting duty. Isn't that the worst?
It is. But in hindsight, it's also like, you know, looking at this weird creature that we found was kind of fun.
What was it?
It was a crawdad.
Oh.
And we're all kind of a little scared, and they are arachnids, which spiders are arachnids as well.
Yes. Crabs are also.
Yep. And lobsters as well. And I reach down and I grab it. And I grab it right behind its arms, which are the claws.
Yeah.
So he can't get me. And his little legs, they got nothing. I mean, they're just little tiny...
Oh, kiki.
Yeah. Like, really, they just ball up and they don't want to deal with anything. And I pull them out of the water and was just looking at them. And it was fascinating. Because I remember having so many meals of just ripping their heads off and sucking the juice down. And it's just like, oh yeah, they just are creatures. But they're not... when you look at them, they're not cute.
Sure. I mean, they're about as cute as a shrimp, you know? Like, they can be.
Shrimps are nasty. Shrimps are nasty.
Shrimps are poopy monsters.
But, oh, I love them.
I was gonna... Oh, when we first started dating, you were just horrified at the fact that I had raised pigs. Like, my family had raised pigs with the sole purpose of eating them.
Yep.
So your mini existential crisis about this crawdad is like a whole, 6 years of my life with 4 different pigs. Not all at the same time.
So I've told this story before. I'll tell it in short. My parents were learning to brew beer on this pilgrim form.
So let me mini interrupt you.
Go ahead.
Did everyone's parents attempt to brew beer and just royally fuck it up? Was that just a thing everyone's parents did?
It seems to be a white person thing.
Yes.
And I don't mean to bring race into it, but it seems to be a white person thing.
I think black people would look at it and go, that's really stupid.
I could just go to the store and buy it.
Yeah, I'm going to wait months on end for this thing that might be poison when I could just go down the street and just...
And there was a lot of not poison. Well, it already is poison. Alcohol is poison. But we had bottles explode. That shit was funny. That was so hilarious. You know, Dad, who's a ex-veteran, or veteran, I guess. And he's like, what's going on in my garage? And then we're just watching the bottles of mead just on their own.
Yeah.
It's almost like a poltergeist, but then you find out, hey, you brewed it wrong and you bottled it wrong. And therefore the pressure just made it explode.
You did literally everything wrong.
And you lost 3/4 of your reserve right there.
Mm-hmm. And it's not cheap attempting to brew beer. Even like when you get those like little cutesy kits, you know, it's pretty pricey to attempt. And so many fucking people just, I'm gonna do that, and then $300 and 5 months later there's just this thing being chucked into the dumpsters.
I would like to attempt it myself, but then I'm like, oh, I learned it from the wrong people.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like when like you watch your parents attempt to make pizza and then you watch like a documentary of an actual pizza artisan and you're like, oh, you guys are nowhere close. No wonder yours tastes like shit.
So actually I got a tale for that. I grew up learning how to make pizza from my mom. My mom used to make pizza for Round Table. Round Table is a pizza franchise in California. Okay. And my dad used to work at a delivery place in college, so he would deliver pizzas, but he would watch them do it. My mom would start the dough from scratch and everything. Eventually she started taking some of the dough and saving it, and then adding it in there to age it better.
Nice. Makes sense.
tomato sauce straight from a can.
Yep. That's how they do it. Let's not act surprised.
Cheese. This is the craziest thing. I've never realized how many people do not understand what Tillamook cheese means.
Tillamook?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Not many people have experienced eating Tillamook.
Wow. I've done that.
Which I can go into stories about cheese that I've had. Because I've had a lot of cheese adventures. Because it turns out I love cheese.
Cheese is easy to love. I think you could have an entire podcast about cheese, honestly.
I probably could. I probably should.
Yes. Cheese, please.
I bet someone took that.
Probably.
Anyways.
100%.
Anyways, she would grade this, like, not the top shelf, but, like, the shelf under the top shelf of Tillamook. Tillamook is a little more pricier. It's got a name. They also make ice cream now.
They do, yeah. You probably know that name more for their ice cream because they run more ads for that.
Yeah, and their ice cream sucks dick.
Yeah. What a surprise. The cheese people don't know how to make ice cream? Who
But you'd be like, wait, aren't they the same base? Anyways. And then pepperoni pre-cut. Eventually, she went to getting, like, the actual, like, sausage-shaped pepperonis and cutting them herself.
Wow.
Crust was always so thick because she just loves eating bread. Sauce was just weak as fuck. There's no flavor.
Yes. I love bread. I hate the sauce.
My mother's a psychopath.
She is.
She'll use salt and pepper.
If even.
And that's where we stop.
God. I remember one time, it was like, I was over at your place for some reason, and she made breakfast, and I was like, there's 17 different things in here. It's like potatoes and egg and gravy and this and that. And I'm like, how is there so many things in here and there's not a single flavor anywhere?
Crazy.
It is. My parents are the same. They don't season anything.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they realize you're supposed to use, like, herbs and stuff while it's cooking. It's not something you throw on afterwards to make it look neat.
Which, I wanted to tell you, you've been watching me cook.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to kind of lightly season things or semi-season things. I'm not a professional.
Mm-hmm. I would say you under-season sometimes, personally. Just sometimes.
And I would say you over-season.
Yes.
But it's a huge difference between when I met you and what you have now.
Yeah. Yes.
Like, sometimes I bite into a burger you make, and I'm like, that's a lot.
Hell yeah.
It's not bad. It's just a lot.
I do...
But it's also better than what I grew up with. Mm-hmm. So I'll fucking eat this. Like besides. Could you just imagine ground beef, you form it with your own hand, you throw it on there.
That's it.
You don't even toast the buns. No. I mean, just sadness. No. Just sad.
Like, and here's the thing. When people add things, like, when you add a lot of things to a burger or you have, like, steak or something, it's like, here's A1 sauce. Here's mustard, mayonnaise,
well, that's
ketchup.
where you go wrong. A1 is disgusting.
People use that to cover up the fact that your meat has no flavor. That's why they're doing that kind of stuff. So, yeah. And that's what I grew up with. Whole lot of no flavors.
So this is a coffee break where we're going to play a little experiment.
Yeah, you've noticed. I mean, we're already 20 minutes in and we've just been shooting the breeze this whole time.
We are going to not use bullet points. I did not write a script. I just have a general idea and we're just going to, play along with it.
Great, because I have the thing I want to start with.
Okay.
So I saw an ad
So
today.
let's move on. Anyways.
A hard cut end. No, I saw an ad today for a new movie streaming on HBO November sometime this week sometime.
That would make sense.
It's called The Christmas Story Christmas. It is a sequel to A Christmas Story.
I heard of this.
And it's him, but he's like 40 now. And it's about his family. And he has to live up to his dad's expectations because he had such high expectations. He always went all out for Christmas. And that's the gist of shenanigans with now adult Ralphie and his wife and children. and that bully kid is still there, and he still has, like, the hat. And I was like, I don't know. I know we gotta keep things kind of, like, recognizable, but I don't know, guys. They attempted a sequel to A Christmas Story.
Yeah, there was a Christmas Story too.
Yeah, apparently it's bad.
Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yeah,
where he has become Turbo Man.
yeah,
I'm Turbo Man.
yeah.
I can't imitate him. Well, I could, but it would be a lot of work. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, there is a sequel with Larry the Cable Guy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I won't touch it.
They went from Arnold Schwarzenegger, to Larry the Cable Guy.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to touch it, even by COVID standards. I'm not playing around.
That sounds
That's
awful.
not a replacement. Also, if you wanted to do that, John Cena,
Yes.
duh.
Duh. Obs.
And he's got to get his kid a Peacemaker toy,
Yeah.
which would be hilarious.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's another great example.
Where he has to get a toy of The Rock.
Of the Scorpion King.
Of the I love this story way more.
No, I feel like, so, of all this movie did not need a sequel or spin-off genre. Christmas movies constantly get that shit. All kinds of, like, weird spin-off sequel shits.
It's crazy that Hollywood keeps thinking, oh, we can keep doing this. And it's like, every now and then, they punch right through the wall and they got it, right?
Sure.
And
And I can pinpoint to exactly what it was. It's Toy Story 3. That was a sequel no one asked for. Years later.
I was talking about Christmas stories.
Well, I mean, the genre in general. It's Toy Story 3. That's what
Okay.
it was. People, because everyone loved it. They ate it up. And so now everyone's trying to do that again.
Nice. So then we're going to talk about Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about Disney.
Let's transition into that beast.
Empire.
Are they? What are they?
I'm reading some weird things, and everything is like, oh, this is going bad, to, oh, this is going great. Apparently, Andor finishes off really nice, and they've already started season 2, or they're filming it.
The people who like Andor, really like Andor, good for them. I just don't think it's going to be hugely popular. I think it's going to be kind of niche.
I feel like the people who like Andor are also the people who like Star Trek Underdecks.
Woof.
No offense to the Trekkies, I just have a strong feeling there's a
I
correlation.
think you might be right.
I was reading about, so we know that Meta, which is Facebook, it just renamed themselves Meta, and they wanted to work on this project where you can go into a VR experience and do all this. That all collapsed. It hasn't fully collapsed. The base is still there. But they fired 11,000 people.
Jesus. Woof.
It's
Just
a substantial
in time for
number.
the holidays.
Yep. And then apparently Microsoft has been doing some layoffs.
A lot of layoffs happening.
Elon Musk, which is a story unto itself.
Like we've seen, they've laid off half their workforce, and then tried to hire them back, and then just more people left. It's embarrassing how fucking incompetent Elon Musk is. It's not embarrassing. It's very predictable. I expected this.
If it wasn't so toxic already to buy a verification count, I would have asked you as viewers to help me get the $8 a month to verify my account just to see what happens.
They've changed it also. Like, you can't change your name anymore. You used to be able to change, like, you can't change your @, but you could change, your name.
I'm super fine with it.
But, other people, they would do that. They would change it kind of regularly. And now you can't. You can't do that.
If you look up Barry Bottom or Bottom Barry...
Because the parody counts.
Wait, they're attacking parodies?
No, that's, because a bunch of people made a bunch... The thing was, a bunch of people changed their names to, Elon Musk. And they started tweeting out things like, I like drinking my own pee, and I am a stupid cuck. And then Elon got big mad because the internet people made fun of him.
So what was his answer? He threatens them again.
Yeah. What?
And tells them bankruptcy is not an option. Meaning he would just tank the whole thing
And then a bunch of more people left.
What a dick move.
I keep seeing people being like, are we even still using Twitter? And it's like, we are. Because no other social media site is working the way Twitter is working. Because the way I generally use it, I'll tweet out random thoughts, like comparing the American version of British Bake Off to the British version.
Yeah.
But more often than not, what I and many other people do is promoting, like, videos. Like, this video came out.
Yeah.
Hey, my thing is happening.
And look, if Twitter falls, it's not the end of everything, because there's other ones. I heard about Mammoth.
I don't...
There's other social media sites just like Twitter.
Yeah, they're trying.
And one will show up. Mm-hmm. Just like when MySpace fell out of popularity, Facebook showed up.
Yep. And then Facebook fell out of popularity.
And then Instagram and Twitter showed up.
Yeah, there's going to be... The guys who owned Twitter before Elon bought it, they're working on their own.
Which I think is Mammoth.
I thought it was called, like, Blue Sky or something like that.
No, I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all the same. They all have dumb names.
Anyways, Elon Musk is definitely a cuck. Mm-hmm. We all know it.
100%.
He's not as smart as everyone said he was.
God, no.
And here's one of the scariest and creepiest things. There's always been red flags. I mean, there's 1,000 red flags. I mean, if you can't drive down that street and not get slapped in the face by a red flag, what juice are you drinking?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, is Elon Musk decides to buy Twitter because he's butthurt.
Yeah.
That was the real truth.
That was.
If I wanted to scientifically and grammatically break it down, he is a sore loser with a giant ego and the lack of actual empathy.
Yes.
He cannot understand human compassion,
Nope.
which is right there alongside of Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes. It's just that he's had daddy's trust fund money, but the money's finally running out. He's pissed it all away, and he's finally realizing just you can't buy your way at happiness.
Here's a good question. Space Force X. Something that he created. Mm-hmm. Right?
What's it doing?
Or is it SpaceX?
I don't know. SpaceX, I think.
No one cares anymore because it doesn't function.
Teslas. Are people buying Teslas?
Yes.
But
yes.
They're not the only ones doing this, you know? Like the electric cars. They're far from being, like... And he didn't even build them. He didn't have any say in the production of these things. He just bought, like, timeshares. And then he weaseled his ugly fucking face in front of cameras and went, I'm in charge. And people are like, oh, he made it. You know, it's not him.
And you know what? He can get mad and upset and all he wants, but in all honesty, what a fucking joke of a century.
What a fucking... Yeah, he's going...
Because
Congratulations, your claim to fame is being the loser of the internet.
I look at one of the other billionaires they love to point out, especially back in the couple of years, is Jeff Bezos, right? Daddy Bezos, as I like to call him.
Good old Daddy Bezos.
Daddy Bezos isn't as evil as we think he is.
No, he's just...
He's just a business guy.
He is a business guy. And I learned this, is these business guys who have all this money, they have all this money because they are heartless fucking demons. Because people with compassion and empathy...
No, they're not heartless demons. They're heartless fucks.
Yes. Because people with compassion and empathy and like a shred of human decency use their money on
I'm quoting Drunk History, by the way. About Thomas Edison.
Oh, is that nice? Yeah. So yeah, he amassed his money and then he like held on to it like a little baby because he has no fucking human decency or empathy. He doesn't care about the work conditions of his workers.
Yeah,
but it saves him money.
That's a thing that I love about him, and I mean that very sarcastically. Nah, I'm very sardonic. No.
Sardonic is a type of rock.
Is it really?
It is.
Well, he's not one of those. I mean, like, cynical. Mm-hmm. Being very cynical. Elon Musk is a loser.
He is.
On face value, he is fucking ugly.
He's so ugly.
He is ugly.
Oh my god. His eyes are too close together.
I look at a Kardashian or a Jenner. Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm like, okay, I kind of get it. I see where people are like, Now, hold on.
Real Barbie.
I'm not saying they're like the greatest, right? But there's an illness with social media and people going like, oh, maybe my face or body doesn't look so great. These people spend millions of dollars to contort it. Mm-hmm. And like that's all they're doing. You take a Picasso painting and you start spinning it around enough, it might actually look like an actual face.
Sure, yeah.
But for how long?
And more Botox to those cheeks, bitch. One day you'll be pretty.
But when it all crumbles down, you're just a fucking ugly piece of shit.
And Elon Musk is fucking insanely ugly. He has no lips. That man has no fucking lips. His eyes are too close together, but his eyebrows are too far apart.
One thing I really want to attack Elon for, and this is straight up just for the American people, but for those of you outside of the States, just kind of watching this whole thing, you gotta laugh at this. How dare he even thinks he has a say in American politics?
And did you like a year ago
vote Republican?
I know.
I make a lot of political jokes, okay? And sometimes they're distasteful, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just making jokes. That's it.
Dark comedy.
This is it. You come here for the podcast to listen to us and understand that maybe you're not alone in this world and we're going to have fun and this might get you through for a couple hours, right? I'm just making jokes. Do I have any right to say what I say? No. No, I have no way of actually structuring why whatever recently happened, except for... No, I'm just frustrated. I wanted to make another joke and I stopped myself. And you look at it and you just go, Elon Musk.
Mr. Musk. What a gross name, also. Yeah. Elon Musk. Ugh.
In English, Musk means to be so foul and stenchy it lingers.
Yeah, you're like ball sweat congealed.
Yeah.
That's what Musk is. Gross.
Yeah.
That's so fucking... That's your name?
You ever spend a day outside and just get a little sweaty and then you gotta take off your clothes and you smell yourself and that sweat? That's musk.
That's gross.
That's literally what musk is.
It's so gross.
And then this guy decides to come all the way here from South Africa, right? He's South African?
He claims he is. But
well, I'm afraid of that.
I think, like, maybe one of his parents was, but he was born and raised in the States. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm not one of his, like, fucking, like, drooling bro toys.
What?
Oh my god, he's so smart. He's the best. He's such an alpha. Listen,
he's an alpha?
People who say other people are or are not alphas or betas, people who use that language is the most beta bitches. They are the only ones who would actually give a fuck about being a beta, and they always are.
You know, that frustrates me. Mm-hmm. That you just said that and it was so clairvoyant. That was awesome. Like, seriously, these beta bitches gotta go. Mm-hmm. Fuck them.
And it's all just like 13-year-old boys who's never even seen a boob, and they're like, he's such an alpha. It's like... No wonder no one wants to touch you.
Except for that creepy priest down at church. Anyways.
Let's transition away from talking about Elon Musk, because I don't want to rant about him for forever.
All I just want to say is you have no right to say anything. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Him.
Elon. Yeah. That's the you in that sentence.
What's next? Black Panther.
Black Panther, yeah, because circling back around to Disney.
So, I did not watch it. I refuse to watch... I'm just kidding. I won't watch it in theaters. I realized there's no point in watching things in theaters anymore.
No, it'll be on Disney Plus in 2 months. We'll just watch it then. In the comfort of our own home, where we could pause to go pee and put on subtitles.
And that is comfort.
Yes. That is the biggest thing.
But I read the plot and I laughed. And I was just like... that was so dumb.
I've lost interest. It's not interesting anymore. It's too convoluted. It's so up its own ass, also. It is so full of itself.
Well...
It's like watching those commercials for James Cameron's Avatar. It's like, I get it.
No.
You think you're really grand.
No. Do not say that.
I just, as far as trailers go, full pretentiousness. Just gonna say.
They might be pretentious, but James Cameron's Avatar... is overtly over pretentious.
Oh my god.
It hurts.
It's like every like up his own ass film bro.
Which Avatar Way of Water looks like fucking dog shit.
It does.
And I pick it up twice every morning.
It also looks ugly. Like, the animation is not like, God of War looks better. The CG in God of War, Ragnarok, or the other, like, that looks good. James Cameron's Avatar looks like it literally reminds me of the PS3 era. It reminds me of, like, Dragon Age Inquisition. Where it's like, yeah, that looks like a person, but it doesn't look real.
Where did we start? Black Panther.
Black Panther. Yeah, I'm just like, I lost interest.
Black Panther worldwide made 181 million.
Yeah, I knew it was going to do amazingly. Like,
knocking down Black Adam to 8.1, which dominated for 3 weeks.
It did. But it did better than I expected, honestly.
And I'm fine with that. It makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's my theory. Watch it just drop.
Yeah. Not only because I
read the synopsis. It's stupid.
Not only because I think everyone who wanted to see it has seen it. There'll just be a couple of trails here and there. But also...
I got a funny story.
Huh.
I have a coworker.
Yeah?
And she was telling us about when she went to church. Her first cousin was telling her that she took the family to go see The Woman King.
Okay.
Starring Viola Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And she was like, why'd you take them to go see The Woman King? And she goes, because I thought it was part of the Black Panther.
She thought.
And halfway through the movie, she doesn't tell her family why. But they enjoyed the film.
Good. That's good. It's because it was a black woman with like a spear doing cool shit.
That fucking just got me so... I pounded on the desk. I was just like, I can't believe that happened.
That's really fucking funny. I was just thinking, I wonder how many confused grandmas are gonna take their grandkids in an attempt to see Black Panther, but accidentally go to Black Adam instead.
I have no issue with the movies that are in style right now, right? It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like the inclusiveness, and it's about fucking time.
Hell yeah, finally. You know? About goddamn time. Especially you, Disney.
And I will definitely, when I have the time, go watch these movies. I want to see them.
Yeah. It's just, I've lost interest
in MCU. But I found it hilarious that this thing has become so confusing that even people with the intention of seeing Black Panther, like keeping up with the MCU, think that the Woman King is part of it?
I don't blame them, because I was thinking back on it, I was like, these names have gotten a little, like, out of pocket.
Well, we started pickpocketing out of... No. What is that term? Nitpicking?
Cherry picking?
Cherry picking is one way.
I don't know.
But, we started just tearing up Woman King's trailer.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And one of the things they say, and this is one of the things they actually do say, is the strongest army that Africa has ever amassed.
Is that true?
No.
I was just about to say, what about Shaka Zulu?
And I was laughing my ass off because I was like, do we not remember Zulu? Because he fucked up the Dutch and the British.
He destroyed.
And that guy was awesome.
He was an amazing tactician.
I also think he's one of the inspirations for Black Panther's dad.
Probably.
Which would make sense.
It would make a lot of sense. Shaka Zulu's cool. He's really cool.
But for this movie to be like, yeah, this is like one of the greatest armies ever. It's like, no, one of the coolest things of this army, and the greatest things of this army, first of all, its name is an oxymoron. Yes, women can be kings. But during the time that these happened, no.
I don't know, maybe. Because, like, wasn't that one Egyptian woman a king that we learned about in Puppet History that one time? Do you remember?
Yeah, but there's very little written about them. Like, historically, there is a Scorpion King, and there's a Scorpion King 2. And that
Dwayne
one
The
doesn't
Rock was in
star.
One fucking brain cell between the two of them.
Sorry. Historically, all we know is that they existed, and that was it. That really is all there is. And it's like, okay. And then they were just like, hey, that's a cool name. Let's make a character based on it. And they made this cool character, the Scorpion King.
Yeah, but they fucked up the actual history of it.
No, there is no history. All we know is that these people existed. That's it.
It reminds.
Does Pangea exist? I don't know. Did the Big Bang Theory exist?
Have you heard that song from Dave, Lil Dicky? I don't know how most of the song goes, but it's him on a date with a girl, and he's like, "What do you think about Pangea?" And she goes, "What's Pangea?" And I'm like, "Let's change the subject." And then you hear this little voice goes, "This bitch don't know about Pangea. Quiet, brain."
I have heard that. Which, by the way, season 3 of Dave should be starting early next year.
Ooh, hooray!
They already finished filming it.
Yay!
I like Dave.
The thing I like Dave too. It's a weird one. I don't always.
Do you
like
know who
Dave.
my favorite character in Dave is?
Is it Gata?
Yeah. I love Gata.
Gata's great.
Which is weird because he's not my favorite actor in there. But Gata is so fucking cool. I really, really appreciate that guy.
The thing with the Woman King calling itself the greatest army in the greatest African army when Shaka Zulu's right over there. It reminds me, I hate this. This is one of the things I hate the most about any award thing, any Academy Award type deal, Emmys, Oscars, whatever, is anytime a woman wins an award, she walks up to the fucking podium and stares dead ass at everybody in front of her, and she goes, we're truly making a difference with women. Our voices are finally being heard. And I'm like, every time you do that, you discredit the many, many female and woman voices that came before you. Because this has been happening for fucking years. Like, Ripley lived in Alien. She was that was the strong. You gotta sit there and tell me this is the first strong female character ever.
She lived so long that she became an avatar.
She did. No, like there have been amazing, great, cool female writers, directors, actresses, etc. for forever, and every time one of them walks, thanks for voting for Marvelous Miss Maisel. This boring as shit, not funny fucking schlock. We're making a difference. Shut the fuck up.
One of the coolest female directors we saw this year was Deborah Chow.
Mm-hmm. I asked, and then I immediately knew the answer.
And the reason why I want to point out Deborah Chow is we did a special little thing with Garbage Eggs for Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hell yeah.
Because we love Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yep.
And she directed the whole series, all, 6 episodes? 6 or 8 of them?
Something like that.
And she understood it to a level that even amplified it.
Yes. And it was beautiful and cohesive, and she's going places. I want her to fucking go places.
Yeah. And you could tell even those under her, say, regime, it's not a regime though, under her command, right? Ian McGregor, Hayden Christensen, the little girl who played Leia.
Oh, I love her.
Everybody is just so happy to be there. They give it their all, and it's just like, yeah, maybe the story isn't fucking cohesive at times. Sometimes there's get a little muddy.
I don't believe that Flea really couldn't keep up with that little 7-year-old
Actually,
girl.
I do. I think enough cocaine and that long at the time.
It's the one shot with
Hey-o.
It's that one shot with like this very built woman, alien woman, very muscular built alien woman is running, and then this tiny little tree branch is in her way, and she bumps into it, and she's like, and she looks mad, like she just can't get past this twig. The child has escaped.
So, speaking of Christmas movies, we watched one last night. A little taste of what's to come. But we rewatched Home Alone.
Yeah, it was our third choice of the night. we were gonna watch Love Actually, and it was only on Peacock, and we don't have that. And then we were gonna watch, what was the next one? Like Jingle All the Way or something.
Jingle All the Way, which is also on Peacock.
And that was also on Peacock. So we went with Home Alone.
It turns out I need Peacock.
I wanted
Which
Peacock.
doesn't sound good.
It doesn't.
I want Peacock?
I want a pee dick. I want a piss dick.
That's gotta be a euphemism somewhere.
I'm sure it is. Like, whoever named the peacock, they knew what they were doing. They looked at this bird, and they're like, fuck that bird.
I always thought it was a turkey.
Really?
I always did. I looked at the logo, and I was like, oh, that's cute. They got the feather thing and whatever.
Like when you do
this
like a
new
hand
streaming
turkey?
service is Peacock.
I always thought it was
And then I was like, oh, it does have a little, like
a
beak.
tiny little... I always thought it was a flower.
You thought it was flower? Okay, so
I
no
thought
one
it was-
understood what the
I
fuck it was.
I thought it was like the rainbow badge from
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah, but like, not so good to get.
Yeah, there's an abridged version of Pokemon. It's really old by now. But in each episode, Ash gets the badge in various stupid ways, and for the rainbow badge, she just gave it to him because no one was getting the badge because they didn't want the rainbows. Like, I don't know, it's kind of girly. Like, no, just. Come on! Rainbow badge!
Sorry, as a straight white male, I cannot acquire that.
It was like 2000s era, like, comedy.
That's funny.
It is funny. It was really good. They went on to do cool stuff.
Okay, what's next?
So, do we want to talk about the fun thing or the sad thing?
I was gonna leave the sad thing for last.
Alright, fun thing first. If you don't want Pokemon leaks talked about, if you're trying to avoid leaks and stuff, bye. Thanks for listening to the podcast.
No, I wasn't planning on doing that.
What were you planning on doing?
I was planning on just talking about how cool Pokemon is and having a good hour and spoiling everything.
Aw, shit.
Just kidding. You guys don't have to leave. Just
Yeah, we're not gonna be...
honestly, we don't know if these leaks are 100% sure.
Honestly, yeah. I think the starter leaks, at least 2 of them, because I've seen more things today.
Well, I watched one of them evolve.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah, and but not. So yeah, spoilers here. If you don't want that, goodbye. Thank you for listening. I'm still suspicious.
No,
about,
come back.
I'm still suspicious about Sprigatito's evolutions. They look too lazy and different from each other.
Okay.
Like, I could be wrong. What's the one? The little, like, they released it early on. It's like the little rat electric thing. It looks like a little teddy bear gerbil type deal.
Yeah, and it looks like it has a Princess Leia hair.
No, that's the beagle. Like a little rat creature. Anyway, it seemingly has 2 evolutions, and those also look not right to me. Like a little lazily put together. So I'm suspicious about some of these leaks. You know?
Well, we're sitting here on the edge of Pokemon.
Yes. Just a few days away.
And I would like to say that it is actually officially Pokemon news time.
Pokemon news. So the one big thing is what are they called? Like the past version and future versions.
They're both called paradoxes.
Yeah. This seems like it should have been a bigger thing to talk about in the like trailers and stuff.
There's a theory that you don't actually get to play them and that they are actually boss battles.
Okay, maybe.
Which I said, if that's true, I'm going to demand my money back.
But you can't catch them? That's so weird. That
We're
goes against
only
everything.
playing with theories.
Like, you can even catch Ultra Beasts.
Not in this game.
I mean, but when they were introduced, you could still catch those. Like, they've never been able to not catch something in Pokemon. The only thing is the ghost in Kanto. Because it's not real. It is a ghost. You can't catch the ghost. That's the only thing.
Missing number?
No, when you go into the Pokemon Tower, and it looks like a Marowak.
Oh, officially.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can't catch that.
Because it's a Marowak.
I tried. I wanted it.
Me too.
Like, give me the fucking... I like Marowak.
I am very, very excited. So, Scarlet will be past tense.
Yes.
And,
Violet,
sorry, thank you.
Yes.
Will be futuristic.
Yeah.
And therefore, some of them we get two different kind of evolutions. Mm-hmm. One of the things I thought was really cool in Scarlet, which you're getting, is you get Cleaver.
Yeah.
Super jelly. Because I love my Cleaver. I will never abandon him.
Don't you need a trade to get Cleaver?
No.
You need a trade to get Scizor.
Yeah.
And then in Violet, you get Scizor. Which I think is a cute way of doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because Cleaver is a past tense Pokemon.
And the Scizor is metal.
I would love to see Cleaver fight a Mega Scizor.
That would be cool. This is all still speculative, also.
I'm just being a fucking huge Pokemon nerd. I love Pokemon. I'll die for Pokemon.
If this is true, this could be the most game variants we've ever had.
Well, here's the other thing. Apparently, so like in Scarlet, you're gonna get this cool Salamence. This thing looks awesome.
Yes.
This
Yes, I hope
this
of all of them this
beast
one.
looks very much like the Mega Evolution,
It looks...
but it rugged.
It looks really... Oh, man.
It looks like an actual dragon.
It looks like it came, like, right off of the page of Spanish history. It's so cool looking.
Yeah. Well, you get that version. I can just get a Salamence.
Some of them, yeah.
Well, like, I can get Tyranitar. And my Tyranitar is armored with metal.
Yeah. You get Mechagodzilla.
Basically, it's Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
They took away the dark type positioning, which I don't know if that's a good idea.
I saw Tauros.
Did you see both of them?
And it has two different evolutions.
Yes.
One is fire, one is water.
They're not evolutions. They're regional variants.
So it will evolve into one or the other.
No, they're both Tauros.
But what was the first one?
It's just Tauros.
I'm confused.
That one's a weird one where you can get Tauros, which is from a Cantoan.
Cantonian?
What does Ash say?
Cantonian.
Cantonian?
Yeah.
So you can get that one, which he has like 1,000 of them.
He does. I love
There's
that.
a whole episode dedicated to that.
I love that fun fact.
But then there's this deep black dark one with bigger horns, and these are the Paldean ones.
Oh, if we don't have some sort of running of the bulls type deal with this.
Why do you think they made two different types with a third one there?
I don't know. Because, listen, Pokemon, Nintendo's not always smart.
True.
I
think terrestrializing. Let me just talk about what I really want to talk about. Terrestrializing. Is that how you say that?
I think I don't care about it.
Terrestrializing?
I don't like it. So
When
I'm not
you cleanse the earth because there's a bubonic plague going on.
When
Terrestrializing?
When Beast Boy's girlfriend falls in love with an older man and dies. Terrestrializing.
I did not find that funny, nor do I find any jokes or remarks about how horrible Terra is, because I love her.
Understandable.
And
she's pretty lovable.
she deserved way better.
Well, joke's on you.
She deserved Garfield.
Joke's on you. I love Garfield.
Then you should feel the pain as well.
I like Beast Boy. Yes,
and then
I
you
do.
should
I
understand
feel
the reason
pain.
why Dick Grayson
Dick. Goddamn.
took that guy off the map. And it wasn't the Batman. Because honestly, Batman doesn't always show up.
Back around to Pokemon. What about terrestrializing? Terrestrializing?
There it is, terrestrializing.
Yeah.
When you pterodactylizing into something, it gives you a third type, which is some... Do you remember?
Does it give you a third type, or does it just replace one of your other types?
No, it gives you a third typing. Do you remember, and I might have talked about this years ago, and I think I might have talked about it early, like a year ago on this podcast. Oh, are the puppies hiccuping? That was a puppy hiccup right there.
Yeah, well, we're
Anyways, I was getting high with these kids, and these kids and I were talking about Pokemon, and we were talking about the different types and all these cool, really things that could go on. And one would propose an idea, which...
What?
Wow.
More hiccups.
One of them was adding a third type. Mm-hmm. And we started running down that path, and we're like, wow, that would create... That's not a hiccup. That's just a need to be snuggled.
I just want attention.
Hey, buddy.
Spoiled babies. Spoiled babies. This is a hot puppy action you come to this podcast for.
Uh-huh.
Everyone who left to avoid the spoilers, they're missing out. Hey, babies. Hey, babies.
I love my puppy. I mean, I don't. He's a loser.
Yeah, you can't stand him. It's because you want our drinks. You can't have beer. You're a baby. You're underage. Stinky man.
Cute guy. Found him off the street.
Literal trash puppy.
Little trash puppy. But he's a good puppy. He just needs to learn.
Yes. And needs to stop taking things off of counters. I got big bowl.
Yeah. He also snuggles in between mom and dad.
Mm-hmm. Sleeps between us. Takes our pillows.
Yep.
Is generally sweet.
I think one of his biggest fears, and I'll say this on the podcast, is wherever he came from, they were mean to him.
Maybe. He does seem... He was really nervous when we got him. He would hide under the desks and stuff. But now he's a big, open, playful dude.
Yep.
Yeah, you're a good dude. Hey, dude.
Oh, and he's now not scared of just giving hugs and snuggles. He's a cute little guy. Cute little boxer.
Thing. Scooby-Doo looking.
And a cute little flat butt to slap.
Real.
Where was I?
Terrestrializing. Third typings.
Yeah, so third typing. This idea of bringing in a third typing, how much more complicated it would make. Mm-hmm. Here in North America, if you pre-order the game for a certain amount of time, I think it ends in February.
I think it, yeah.
You can get access to a flying Pikachu.
Which, yeah, get it? It has the balloons.
Yeah, cute. But now your Pikachu is flying type.
Yeah, flying electric. Right?
Yep. For a certain amount of time, or turns, right?
Yeah.
That could lead to a problem when you're using something like a Salamence or a Tyranitar.
I appreciate the extra level of challenge, just like having any kind of multi-typed Pokemon gives, you know? But I think it's boring, and I think it looks really stupid. I hate the big, dumb hats they put on.
The crowns.
They're so stupid looking. I hate all of them. And I know Pokemon is for children, but even as a child, I guarantee I would have looked at that and thought that was stupid. I would not terrestrialize because I think it looks dumb.
I wouldn't care. I would do it to win the game.
I feel like they should have advertised the... What is it called again? The past and future Pokemon.
Oh, Paradox.
I think they should have advertised the Paradox Pokemon a lot more. Because regional variants was a huge success that they keep on doing to this day. And so I feel like, you know, this is a whole nother level to that. I think that should have been in some sort of advertisement.
Sorry, more puppy interruptions. They decided to have a fight.
Big old puppy playtime.
I'm holding a puppy now. Yeah, Pokemon. What, 4 days out from now?
It's crazy it's that soon. I bought it already. I already downloaded it. I did that yesterday. It's dying. I want it.
It's going to be fun. I'm just curious if this variant difference between past and old... Wow, that was dumb. Old to future could be a big problem.
I wonder if it's going to be a big thing where people are going to be like, I feel like I would have bought the other one if you would have advertised this.
Yeah. They kept a lot under wraps. A lot of the stuff that we're finding is...
It's the loudest plane ever. They're coming for us. You can't talk about Pokemon!
You know what we call that? A Delta Star. Goes nowhere and never takes off.
Damn.
Anyways, anything else you want to say about Pokemon? Other than just how cool?
Cool. I'm skeptical about some of these leaks. Wiglet is not what I want. Wiglet's evolution
Wiglet.
is not what I wanted.
Wig Trio?
And I am disappointed. I really wanted just like a whole mass of them. Like 20 in one. Not just the 3 again. I feel like missed opportunity.
I know there's DLC planned for it.
Of course.
That
That has done
Scarlet will
extremely
get
well.
a new variant, a Paradox variant of Suicune. Mm-hmm. While Violet will get the Paradox version of Virizion.
Both very cool and interesting legendaries to pick.
Mm-hmm.
They're both it's gonna follow the same story path because they both are nature healers.
Yep.
So that makes sense.
There's also a third one that has not been leaked, so they're working on it.
Yeah. Even the leaks we have, we know there's more.
Also, I know that Gimmighoul, that cute little tiny coin thief dude,
It evolves.
he evolves into what looks like the Silver Surfer, but he's the Golden Surfer.
But gold.
There's so much more, and instead of spoiling everything, you can go out and find it on your own, or you could just do what the rest of us are doing and just wait.
I'm enjoying seeing some of the spoilers. I've also seen contradictory spoilers, so that's how I know some of these are not accurate. Over the months and whatnot. But yeah, I've gotten my fill, and now I'm like, all right, I'm ready to just play the game, see what's real or not.
Awesome. I'm excited. I'm getting Violet. You're getting Scarlet.
Hell yeah.
I might do a thing. I don't promise I'll always be there, but I might actually...
Egg. Baby, we are right here, and I am touching you right now.
I am actually willing to lend out my code for my friendship.
Yeah.
Because this new Pokemon involves having friends run around.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be fun. And we just gotta wait for it to come out. God of War Ragnarok is still slaughtering. I think it's gonna be Game of the Year. As for next year, I can't believe it. My lucky number, my favorite number, is 23. So it's gonna be 2023. And I put it all together and I was like, there's no effing way this is really gonna be a thing. I get a remake of Dead Space. I loved the original Dead Space. Yes, I'm down for it. Silent Hill 2 remake.
That's gonna be
I
exciting.
love Silent Hill. We just rewatched the movie.
We did. It was sad. But... Egg.
These puppies are out of hand. And then the crowning jewel, which I think will always take the crown because, rightfully so, you can never beat this game. Even you, Breath of the Wild. Fucking loser. It's not that good.
It's not.
I'm not excited for Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm not either.
I don't care.
They missed the mark. It's been too long, and I don't want Breath of the Wild again. I want a new Zelda.
Mean Tears of the Kingdom Impact? Or Genshin Tears of the Kingdom Impact?
Frontiers.
Like, come on. Move on. Go back. Make a sequel to Twilight Princess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do something cooler. Because Breath of the Wild was not that great of a game.
Yeah, people loved it, and people keep talking about it. And I'm like, guys, it's not that good.
That was during the time when Skyrim was kind of dying out. And Skyrim's not a good game. Hard fact, realize you wasted so many years of your life and hours on it. It's a fucking piece of shit.
I like Skyrim.
I don't give a
I enjoy
fuck.
it, And I agree. It's not good.
I'm annoyed with the people who keep shoving that down my throat. And it's not just shoving it down my throat. I tried to play it. It's not that amazing.
And the thing is, they're
You want to play an RPG? Go play Animal Crossing.
They're so insistent. It's like, no, Skyrim, you have to play it. You have to do, but you have to do this, and you got to do that. It's like, but that's not fun. No. Wandering across a mountainscape, killing like rogue trolls or something. Not that fun. Zero story. Everyone looks ugly. The plot is non-existent. The plot's there, but it's so boring. No. I get why some people like it, and I enjoy it, but I enjoy it for all of the wrong reasons.
Okay, so that was Pokemon news.
There's one last, to end off the coffee break. We have some sad news from this week.
Tragic.
Yes. Beloved voice actor, prolific voice actor, Kevin Conroy, very sadly passed away earlier. A few months ago? Isn't that what you said?
No.
No?
No, he passed away November 10th of this month.
Yeah, so
it's been 5 days. And I didn't tweet anything about it because I didn't want to talk about it till now, where I could actually voice an opinion. And I'm gonna miss the guy. Batman the Animated Series is how I learned and loved Batman.
Yes.
And the animated series was awesome. But before we get into how much I love Kevin Conroy and what he did for us as voice actors and bringing that triumphantness, because it was always a joke. It was never that great. How many of you guys know the name of the guy who did Bugs Bunny?
I don't.
What about Mickey Mouse?
Nope.
Yeah, me either. But I know Batman. I am Night. I am Vengeance. I am the Batman.
And he had so much more other than just Batman. Like, he did a lot of stuff, and he was beloved by voice actors and just fans and people around him.
Yep.
He was an awesome, awesome guy. Lived a long, fulfilled life, it seems.
Legacy.
Yes. When I heard the news, I stopped what I was doing, and I texted you, and I said, someone passed away, and I'm sad now. And I didn't want to tell you right away, because I knew it would make you sad.
I luckily had a friend there. But, yeah, I was a little sad.
Yeah.
So.
Here's to you, Kevin.
Cheers.
Well, I guess that's the end of Coffee Break.
That's not the end of Coffee Break. I wanted to talk about Kevin Conroy and the way he kind of inspired me a little bit.
Go for it.
I grew up watching the animated series, like I said. And his opponent, the Joker, which I think the animated series did a great job of really marrying the two of Batman and Joker. And the Joker is Mark Hamill.
Yes.
And those two actors putting in all their voice, you can actually feel their emotions when you listen to it.
Which is hard for Batman, because he says very little, honestly.
But he brought the human element. Something I will dare to say this, and if you want to fight me, come fight me. But Christian Bale and Ben Affleck struggle to bring that human element to him.
They do. But they were inspired.
They were also inspired by Kevin Conroy.
To do that thing where your voice is slightly deeper.
In fact, I was reading an interview with Bale, and Bale was like, they were like, why didn't you do the voice like this? Why did you change your voice like that, right? And he goes, I was watching Kevin Conroy, and I realized when he's Batman, it's Batman, right? And when he's Bruce, he's Bruce. And he's like, I love that he changed it to the point where it was, whether he had the cowl on or not, you could tell who he was. And so I decided to base my voice and my acting off that idea because it would make sense. If I wanted to be me, I would be me. If I didn't want to be me, I'd be hiding my face and not sound like me.
Yeah.
It's so logical.
It makes so
And
much sense.
You know who was the first one to do it? It was Kevin Conroy. Mm-hmm. That Batman voice, everything that stems off that with everybody going, I'm Batman,
or Ben Affleck using a whole modulation system.
Do me. Do you bleed? You will.
So good.
Yeah, and that's all from Kevin Conroy, and he just decided, like, hey, it doesn't make sense if this guy is going around as a millionaire or billionaire.
Using his same talking
Same voice. I mean, like, hey, it's me, Rambo. You want to get some pizza? To me as a Cape Crusader. Hey, it's me, Batman. You want to get some pizza?
People are going to catch on.
Yeah, and he's also pointing out and making fun of Wes.
Wes?
Yeah, who's the Batman?
Oh, Adam West?
Adam West. He's making fun of Adam West because he doesn't change up his voice.
He would do that. He has such a recognizable voice.
And they're like, let's do this and change this up. And he's like, I got an idea. And it hits. The Joker. The Joker has never been the same since either. But this story isn't about the Joker.
Yeah. We've lost a lot of Batmen by this time.
One thing I found interesting was he was a gay man.
I never knew.
Me either. I found out only a couple days ago, and I was like, "That's interesting."
I guess I never really bothered myself to like wonder about.
Yeah, I never gave a fuck.
Yeah, like, but that's
and I was
cool.
just curious to why he passed away, and he passed away not because of what you think. It was actually stomach cancer,
which is very sad. Sucks a lot.
If you look at him in his recent pictures, he looks emaciated.
You can tell he looks a little pale, a little skinny. But yeah, he was amazing.
Damn. They built a Batman statue at Burbank, California. Fans leave flowers.
Oh, damn.
Mark Hamill, Tara Strong, Matthew Mercer, Paul Dini, James Gunn.
George Takei.
Yep, George Takei.
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Takei.
That was George Takei.
One of us is wrong.
Anyways, yeah. Anyway, none of them are simpletons. They all mean something. I have huge hopes for James Gunn.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to celebrate Kevin Conroy's life rather than mourn the death. I always think that's more appropriate.
I think the saddest thing, I don't know. I'm a Scorpio. I look at dark things and just go, that gives me edge. Because, you know, Batman didn't.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of sad and honestly really depressing that they released Gotham Knights about the story of losing Batman, and then sadly, tragically, in reality, it happened.
And that was the last thing he did, was voicing Batman.
He voiced
in Gotham
Batman
Knights.
in
Gotham.
No.
What is that
He's
called?
not. He's not the Batman in Gotham Knights. He's not Bruce.
Damn.
His last role for Batman was Multiverse.
At least he's gonna be immortalized in a really cool fighting game.
Oh, he will definitely be immortalized with that outfit.
Hell yeah.
He is my favorite Batman. He's the one that I remember going to the movies and spending time with my dad and watching the Mask of the Fantasia. Or no.
The Phantom Mask? Was this an animated movie?
Mask of the Phantasm. This one was sad.
Yeah. A lot of them tend to be.
No, this was one of the more darker ones. It's one of the first ones they did. And he falls in love with this girl. This girl actually wants to get closer to him. And he thinks, oh, I have a partner. Mm-hmm. And in all reality, it's because her parents were killed by the Joker. And she knows that if she gets close to Bruce, because he's Batman, he thinks he's hiding it.
So many people manipulate Batman.
And have you seen what she looks like?
No, I've never even heard of this movie.
That
Great picture.
scary Darth Vader
Oh, that's
mask?
her?
That's the mask of her father, and she also adorns it?
Oh, wait. I might have seen
And
pieces of
her
this.
whole goal is to kill the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
And Batman has to stand in the way between the two of them.
Yeah.
It's not a comic book. It's only just a movie. And I remember watching that, and I'm just going, wow, that's deep. And he has to let them both go.
Yeah. There's the thing with
He
Batman.
saves the Joker, and she kind of goes away.
So thanks. Thank you, Kevin. Mr. Conroy.
No, I love you so much. I will not forget you.
Huge inspiration. Very awesome.
What an honor it is, I think, to be Batman.
To be immortalized forever as Batman.
He's one of those guys that if you really wanted to be one of the greatest, right? You gotta look at him and just go, that's a starting platform.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be nobody, but you definitely could be.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, you gotta make a big oomph, you know?
Yeah.
Injustice, right? The guys who made Mortal Kombat, NetherRealms.
I know Injustice. I've played it.
I'm talking to the audience. Anyways, he voices Batman. And even that Batman has, like, sad cadences to his voice.
Mm-hmm. Batman's a sad, sad character.
And yeah, at the beginning, he's always like, yeah, I'm Batman. And then as years go on, you start to realize it's starting to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Not only on Batman, it's starting to wear on him. I just kind of find it sad. I don't know. I'm just maybe reading too deep into the character and
Maybe.
understanding some things.
Maybe.
Makes me sad. I miss you, buddy. Hope you rest in peace.
Hell yeah. Is that the end of Coffee Break? This time around?
Anything you want to talk about?
Nothing else I can think of.
Nothing you want to plug?
Nothing
No?
No.
No? So, how many of you guys want to play Pokemon with us? Or at least me? Because I'm down to play Pokemon. What did you guys think of Black Panther?
Yeah, if you went to see it, what do you think?
I hope it's
Or
good.
of The Woman King, if you went and saw that.
Sure, go ahead. I know of the historical inaccuracies. I'm not an expert, nor am I a historian. Or an expert of anything. I might be an expert of staying awake late at night.
Maybe.
Just kidding. That was just the edginess of the Batman coming out.
Anything you guys have to say? We'd love to see your comments below.
Oh,
Pokemon theories and speculation and whatever.
here's a good speculation. And some of you can voice... No, everyone can voice their opinions. I'm sorry. I was just a little curious. We started this podcast talking about major corporations, or at least digital corporations, or someone who has a tie into it, about massive layoffs. And then I wanted to try and figure out and understand this. How do you feel about the way the economy is going?
You're gonna ask this?
No, I think it's a little weird, because I think they might be toe and toe.
Yes, I think so.
And I'm a little curious, like, hey, if Facebook changes its name to Meta and Meta lays off 11,000 people, Twitter gets bought out by a billionaire.
We can't
Who
go
has-
back on this rant.
No, I'm summing it all back up.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, go for it.
And now Disney, which I found out, we barely talked about Disney. Disney Plus for Disney. Disney's now going to do massive layoffs. The leader of the massive layoffs is the CEO.
Yeah.
Which I found very interesting that he's leading the team. I was like, what the hell does that mean? Warner Brothers is in the tank. Now Disney's also like, hey, we got to do some layoffs.
Everyone's
And it
doing-
was revealed that Disney Plus, believe this or not, this is insanity to me. Disney Plus launched in 2019. It has not been profitable. It will estimatedly be profitable until 2024.
I don't find that surprising.
5 years, even though all your content's on it.
Yeah, because everyone already owns their content. Everyone has, like, these DVDs.
But now they're releasing new original stuff, and it's still not profitable? What the hell is going on there?
What original stuff? The High School Musical, the show, the musical, or something like that? Ooh, boy.
And then if we look even further, Warner Brothers and Discovery had to fuse. Fox decided to tumble. Now, Disney's taking over it. Mm-hmm. And Disney's going, this is too much. Are we looking at something scarier? Or is this just the way of things? You know, is this just the natural life of being a business enterprise like this?
I don't know. I do not know.
I don't
know enough about businesses.
I hope you guys enjoy your day. I hope you enjoy your week. Next week will be the Thanksgiving episode.
Oh, will it? Is next week Thanksgiving? I want to know, what do you guys think of this podcast? Rather than do our bullet points, having us just, like, shoot the breeze. What do you guys think of that? Was that cool?
Yeah, that was also the experiment. It's just trying out what's going on here. This has been Coffee Break.
Yeah. See you all next time.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye.